On yesterday's show for Raw, I said that the show started strong with an opening that got the crowd going. And SmackDown did the same this week, but in its own way. And that's always a good thing. Like Raw, though, it definitely had its low lows and its high highs. But let's take a look at why. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan. On paper, anything involving these three men should be some good chicken salad, and that's exactly what they made. Sammy, overflowing with talent, is finally getting the chance to show some real character ever since he left NXT. And when he was putting down Bryan with Owens, it was just great. The only thing that would have made it better would have been if Bryan was actually cleared to knee both of them in their faces, but that obviously didn't happen, and we still got a damn good start to a show that also had a damn good ending. So props to all three men. And then we move on to the billionth six-women tag match in WWE history, because history has shown that throwing all of the women together in one big match does absolute wonders for all of them. Charlotte ends up submitting Lana with the figure 8, reminding us that the only women that really matter right now are Charlotte and Natalia. It's a shame, because the women should really have a bigger spotlight on both brands, and I really wished I cared more about Natty and Charlotte's feud. Oh, and Carmella is obviously still holding the briefcase, but her historic tainted victory feels like so long ago, and I'm honestly not sure if anyone will really care if she does end up successfully cashing it in. I know that I, for one, won't be jumping for joy if it does happen. Sin Cara comes out of nowhere and beats the new US chump after we haven't seen him on TV in what feels like an eternity because he's that irrelevant. Keep in mind that just last week, Corbin pinned AJ fucking Styles clean in the middle of the ring, and normally one would think that that would be a sign that he's on his way up again. But if I know WWE booking, the surefire thing to happen is that both men will end up worse off after all of this is said and done. Whenever it is that it ends, even though I want to be optimistic for the both of them. Although I would like to say that I like Sin Cara's new hornless mask. That was pretty cool. When Corbin went over AJ last week, I think that a lot of us knew that he was next in line for the WWE title, and sure enough, that's what happened. Jinder goes out and claims that he's beaten anyone who's anyone in SmackDown. AJ takes offense to it, which makes sense, and then gets in his face about it. And not only that, but we also saw Jinder challenge Brock Lesnar. Oh, fuck! Now there's an interesting turn of events that might turn out to be the most interesting thing that Jinder has done since actually winning the title. AJ versus Jinder is a match I'll gladly watch, and hopefully the build-up will be good, and we know now that Brock will answer to Jinder's challenge on Raw next week. Win or lose, this definitely shines a brighter spotlight on Jinder, and when the WWE title has felt damn near meaningless during the majority of his run with it, it gives it some importance as well. Here's to hoping that all this turns out as interesting as it looks on paper. Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Roode again. I tried to be optimistic about this rivalry, but so far it's just been spiraling further and further down the shitter. It's been what, a month and a half since Roode debuted, and already he feels like less than what he was in his NXT run. And we already know how incredibly butchered Ziggler has been for a long time now, and this whole thing has just been absolute shit. It's only just started, and I'm already wishing it would end, and the WWE has made me not care about Ziggler for so long that I honestly wouldn't care if he disappeared from TV for a while. Hell, if it were to happen, maybe it'd even be a blessing in disguise for him. And then there's a main event that was worthy of being called the main event. Sure, Nakamura's been hurt by this whole thing with Jinder, but it's still not hard to care about the man when he hasn't been around for too long, and he's in a match with Zayn and Owens, the two current top stars of the brand. The match was good. I don't get tired of seeing Randy drop people on the announce table, although thankfully he didn't drop Zayn on his head like he did that Singh brother, and Owens and Zayn end up stealing the victory when Owens distracts the referee so that Zayn hits Randy in the balls to get the advantage, hit him with the Helluva kick, and then get the pin. And that was awesome because that is something a piece of shit person does, and it perfectly represents Sammy's new change in ideology. It's new, it's fresh, and so it's interesting. And now I actually have a reason to want to tune into SmackDown next week just for Zayn and Owens alone. And that was SmackDown this week. Did you enjoy the show? Make sure you let me know here in the comments or over on Facebook and Twitter at Wrestling20x20. Oh, and if you want to love me like I want to love you, hit a haluva kick on that subscribe button, but not before you give it the low blow like Sammy did to Randy Orton. You gotta do that first. But until then, I hope to see you for the NXT and TLC videos. Thanks for tuning in.